Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy OmarioRpg. I hope you're having an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And today we are back, and we're reacting to episode 2 of Deathnote, Confrontation. So what I'm most curious about after watching episode 1 is, now that we've got the premise of the show, how are they going to stretch this out and add more characters into it? That's what I'm curious as to how they're going to do. I did forget to mention last episode that the because I'm bored part was a little bit weird from Light. Not from the other guy. I guess it makes sense. He's in that area for an eternity. But when Light was like, oh, because I'm bored as well. I forgot to mention that. I was like, oh, that was a little bit weird. I don't know if you guys thought the same. I'm sure there's more to it and he's just saying that because I guess they don't trust each other or something. I don't know. But yeah, I did forget to mention that, now that I think about it. But anyway, we will be reacting to Deathnote episode 2 right now. We're much further ahead on Patreon, patreon.com/OmarioRpg. Go and check that out. Only if you can afford to, of course. Never feel like you have to. Check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/OmarioRpg. You know, I react to stuff on YouTube regarding anime and videos and shows and games. All those good vibes. So go check out my Twitch as well. And check out all my socials. I'd greatly appreciate it. And a like and subscribe would be nice. You don't have to do any of that, only if you want to. But let's do this. Let's get into Deathnote Confrontation. Here we go. Oh yeah, I skipped the intro because, you know, Amazon Prime's amazing. And you can just skip the intro.
The human whose name is written in this notebook shall die.
I forgot to mention I love the music.
Now, what will happen?
The, like, charming. Yeah, that boy got wrecked.
Deathnote. It's for real.
Any human who's used a Deathnote can
please recite this line for us.
Sure.
I thought his name was Light.
Having finally made his dream a reality, he was overwhelmed, both by the magnitude of his achievement and by the joy and happiness that it brought him.
That was very well done, but I'm not surprised, of course. Absolutely flawless. Very good. Well then, we'll leave it at that for today.
He's got fish eyes. It's so weird.
Detail? Damn Shinigami.
What's
Shinigami,
wrong?
that's his
Are
name.
you all right?
I'm going to call
It's
him
nothing.
Origami.
So, what exactly don't you understand? What are you stuck on?
Well, I think all of it.
There have been 52 deaths that we're aware of, and that's just in the past week.
Every single one of them involved a heart attack.
They were all criminals who were either being held in prison or who were wanted by police for outstanding crimes. And I think it's safe to say there are other criminals whose deaths are unaccounted for.
Who are these people? Adrian Mutu? What? That's a footballer. He used to play for Chelsea. And I support Chelsea. Was that the only Romanian? They just Googled the Romanian and he probably popped up.
Of heart attacks is pointless. I don't see what else we can learn.
Absolutely.
Because
If
it's
these
sus.
people had been shot or stabbed, at least we'd have something to go on.
If that's the case, it looks as if we'll have no choice but to bring in L.
W.
I can't believe we're gonna choose
Chief, what's this L they're talking about?
Right. I forgot that it's your first time at this conference. We don't know L's real name or whereabouts. In fact, we still don't even know what he looks like. However, he's managed to solve every case he's ever taken on. It's in the shadows, but he's the best of the best. A last resort, our trump card.
So why is his name not W instead of L?
Extremely arrogant.
Am I... What is going on? Wait a minute. I just saw... Wait, why are they using footballers' names? Andrei Shevchenko, bro. He's one of the best strikers of all time. I just saw Jan Koller as well. Is this Pablo Aimar?
I understand he'll only take on cases that he's personally interested in.
That's exactly right.
Bro, oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is actually amazing. Screw it. Someone just Googled footballers and just chose a footballer from every country. They couldn't be asked to make up names. I respect it. I respect it so much.
Besides, we don't even know how to contact him.
L is already on the move.
Why is he called L if he's so good? Why not W? Dario Simic, Niko Kovac? It's actually all footballers.
Huh? Who's that?
That man's the only known person who can contact L. Nobody knows his true identity either.
Please be silent. L would now like to address the delegates.
L.
Greetings to all of you at the ICPO. I am L.
What are we doing here anyway? I don't understand why we're sneaking around this dump. Tell me.
Isn't it obvious? You told me that anyone who touches the Death Note will be able to see you. But I'm walking a very fine line.
Why don't you just cover it in plastic wrapping or something?
I don't want to think about it, but if I make one mistake, I might end up killing my own family.
The difficulty of this case lies in its unprecedented scope. And make no mistake, we're witnessing an atrocious act of mass murder, one that is unforgivable. This case cannot be solved without the full cooperation of the ICPO, that is, all of the police organizations you represent throughout the world. Whether the guilty party is an individual or a group, there's a strong possibility that they're Japanese. And even if they're not, we can be sure they're hiding in Japan.
How?
What is all this based on?
Why Japan, you ask?
Yes.
I think I'll be able to provide you with proof of that after I directly confront the culprit.
A direct confrontation?
At any rate, I would like to set up the investigation headquarters in Japan.
Regular ballpoint pen.
Okay.
And all I need is this part.
So that's the key?
Yeah. If you look closely, you'll find that there's a small hole underneath the drawer.
Okay.
Then you just insert this.
Ah, a fake bottom.
Cool.
The diary will distract most people, so I doubt anyone will find it.
But that's not all.
Oh?
Even if someone figures out that there's a fake base, I've set things up so that there's no way they could get their hands on the notebook. If we were to try and force the bottom of the drawer open, the circuit would connect, and that would ignite the gasoline contained in this thin plastic casing, instantly setting the notebook on fire. The way I've got it set up, all the evidence would be completely destroyed. If I'm ever questioned, I'll just say that I was hiding the real diary because I didn't want anyone to see it. It sounds like a pretty believable excuse. I mean, it is my diary after all.
Bro, this kid's mad smart.
I've heard if you make even the slightest mistake, you could be badly burned.
Risky? You say the strangest things sometimes, Ryuk. This whole thing has been a risk since the very beginning, from the moment I obtained the Death Note. I'm sorry, but compared to that, this doesn't even qualify as a risk to me. In fact, it actually protects me. It all comes down to a choice. Would I prefer to be executed or deal with a little house fire?
This kid's mad smart. I'm not gonna lie. That hurt my head. And I'm super smart. If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. The person's name, it will happen. So if the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. Okay. The cause of death is not specified. The person will simply die of a heart attack. So if the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. Okay. So what was that 6-minute thing we heard earlier? I could have sworn in episode 1 I heard something like 6 minutes or something along those lines. Okay. I'm trying to find a loophole or something. The cause of death is not. I'm super intrigued by who this L guy is and who his leader is. And neither of them want to show their face. I'm also super intrigued as to why all of the ICPO are footballers. That's hilarious. That's brilliant. Here we go. After writing the cause of death, okay, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written. What? After writing the cause of death, so say I writ choked on cake, right? I know I'm a monster. I'd have to write details on how he choked on cake. I'm not understanding this. I'm not understanding this. This one's gone a little bit over me. Let me know in the comments.
Last night in the West Tokyo Penitentiary, Naoki Kurotsukayama, originally sentenced to 15 years for armed robbery, is reported to have died of a sudden heart attack at the age of 32. This is just the most recent death in a steadily growing number of cases involving inmates dying.
This is unbelievable. Criminals are dropping like flies lately.
It's a little scary, but at the same time, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, just make sure you don't do anything bad.
I wouldn't be surprised if the police were behind this.
No way. The police don't have that kind of power. Don't you know about him?
Huh? About who?
Kira. You know, Kira.
I wonder who's going to be killed next.
Kira killed everyone.
Report me as they're worried about what others will think. Many would rather deny my existence. But on the internet, where you can remain anonymous, support for Kira is growing.
Smart.
Maybe people are afraid to say it out loud, but they all understand what's happening. Someone's making the bad guys disappear one by one. Those who have done no wrong are cheering for Kira in their hearts because they have nothing to fear, while those who have done wrong are on the run. They're forced to hide from an unknown enemy. This is how it should be. It's perfect. Everything is going just like I planned.
Schedule program.
I'd like to apologize to the ICPO. I head up an international police task force which includes all member nations. I am Lind L. Taylor, otherwise known as L.
There he is.
Who is this guy?
So this is how it all begins.
But sir, I don't get it. He's never actually shown his face before, right? Why would he choose to do it now?
It must mean L's serious about this. EPO.
Why is he showing his face?
Criminals around the world are being murdered by a serial killer. I consider this crime to be the most atrocious act of murder in history. I will not rest until the person or persons responsible are brought to justice. Kira,
Justice.
I will hunt you down. I will find you.
He seems certain he'll catch you.
That fool. He'll never find me. He'll have to get this first. And as long as the police don't find it, there won't be any evidence to convict me. Which means that catching me will be absolutely impossible.
What you're doing right now is evil.
You think I'm evil? I am justice! I protect the innocent and those who fear evil! I'm the one who will become the god of a new world that everyone desires! All those who would oppose that god, they are the ones who are truly evil! I guess you're just too stupid, L. Too bad. This could have been a lot more interesting if you'd only been a bit smarter.
Lyndall Taylor. Yes, Lyndall Taylor. So I'm going to guess that this L guy has faked his name, and this is going to be like someone close to Light. Now, I was going to say it's probably his mum, but no, because his second name's Yagami, right? Or his first name's Yagami and his second name's Light. But Lyndall Taylor. I don't think we've met someone in the show called Lyndall Taylor. I don't know. Maybe it is just going to kill him.
2, 1.
Oh.
What's wrong? You got nothing else to say?
I had to test this just in case, but I never thought it would actually happen. Kira, it seems you can kill people without having to be there in person.
Poor
Listen
guy.
to me, Kira. If you did indeed kill Lind L. Taylor, the man who you just saw die on television, I should tell you that he was an inmate, whose execution was scheduled for today.
Okay.
That was not me.
What?
Smart.
The police arrested him in absolute secrecy, so you wouldn't have heard about him on TV or through the internet. It appears that not even you have access to information about these types of criminals.
He got you there.
He did.
But I assure you, L is real. I do exist.
Can't you do it?
I need to see his face.
Well, Kira, it seems that you can't kill me after all.
So there are some people you can't kill. You've given me a useful hint.
Let me return the favor. I'll tell you something that I think you'll find interesting. Although this was announced as a worldwide broadcast, the truth is, we are only broadcasting in the Kanto region of Japan. I had planned to broadcast this message around the world. This one's crime was by far the least serious. Furthermore, his crime was only ever reported inside Japan.
I use that information to deduce this much.
You are in Japan, and your first victim was little more than an experiment, which means that you haven't been killing for very long. We decided to broadcast in Kanto first because of its large population, and luckily, we found you. To be completely honest with you, I never expected that things would go this well, but it won't be too long now before I am able to sentence you to death. Mind waiting a little bit longer.
You can answer all of my questions when I catch you.
Let's meet again soon, Kira.
Boom! Roasted. Wait till you meet his brother W.
Sounds interesting. I accept your challenge, L.
Each of them has to hunt down the other without knowing the other's name or face, and the first one whose identity is revealed will die. Humans are so much fun.
L. Kira. I will hunt you down wherever you're hiding, and I will eliminate you. I am justice.
Justice! I love that the show is going around one of my favorite words from Game of Thrones. Justice! Oh my god, this is a great episode. This was a great episode. Bro, I kind of want to give MVP to L, even though he wasn't even in the... I mean, he kind of wasn't it? Also, I just realized that Light kind of looks like Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! Or am I just racist? Anyway, well, that was bloody brilliant. I much preferred this to episode 1. It was just really cool. It was just really well done. 100% my favorite part was... what was my favorite part? I really liked how he... I really liked the book part. Like, you know what I'm liking about this show so far? Is it's not leaving... Except for the I was bored part. That was a bit... It's not... You can just tell it's not lazy writing. And that... I'm not going to let that bored part go. Because that was just weird. How he was just like, oh, I'm only doing this because I was bored. I still like that. Let me know in the comments if I'm... I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought. But other than that, he's going... The writer's gone super in depth to like not leave any loose ends regarding the story, if that makes sense. Like, oh, you think there's going to be a problem with the book because most people have the name? Nope. You have to have seen the person's face. It's not just a name. Do you know what I mean? There are more, but I just can't think of any off the top of my head. So I really like that. Oh, another one is, tons of people his mum might find that book cleaning the room or something. No, the writer thought of that, and he's done this whole, system on hiding the book, and if you do get the book, then it'll burn. So it's really cool. I really like how smart Light is as well. I'm not gonna lie. In episode 1, I thought Light was a bit dull, but he's starting to have a personality, and I really like that. He's kind of an evil bastard, isn't he? It's kind of like, oh, you do good by doing bad. He's trying to do good by doing lots of bad, murdering people. But it's just making him worse and worse. Like, he straight up just murdered that guy. He didn't even know if he was a baddie. It was just somebody who was looking for him. So, like, he's already off the rails. I'm super intrigued how Origami is going to, like, come into this more. I wonder if he's going to be, like, the devil on the shoulder kind of thing. That's going to be super cool to figure out. And yes, I'm calling him Origami. I don't care. I think it's a cute name for him. I like to make up my own names for the characters. For some characters. I loved how everybody was just a footballer. It was cool to see like a full police from around the world kind of thing. And then they like got the best detective in the world, who's called L, funnily enough. If nobody gets the joke about L and W, basically the youngsters nowadays, they do this L and W spam. L just stands for like loss or lose or loser, and W's when someone does something good. You know, win. I don't know. Kids these days, I tell you. Back in my day, we actually wrote the whole word, not just the first letter. But yeah, really liked L as a character, and that was so smart, bro. I thought like, again, the you know how smart the writer is. I was like, oh, that's so fake. Like, how do they know he was in Japan? Do you know what I mean? But the you know, he's I've got to trust it more. Do you know what I mean? But I won't lie to you and say that didn't come to my head. I was like, wait a minute, how did he know he was in Japan? Well, we just heard right there, first murder was in Japan. Blah blah blah, all that good stuff. Really, really enjoyed it. I'm giving MVP to L, and my favorite part was how L unraveled that part at the end. And 2 L's do make a W. Really, really enjoyed this. Really, really enjoyed this. I much preferred this episode to episode 1. I still did like episode 1, but this is my favorite episode so far. Can't wait to get into episode 3. We're much further ahead on my Patreon, patreon.com/OmarioRpg. Go and check that out. All the links are in the description for all the stuff that you're interested in regarding me. Check out my other channels, OmarioRpg Gaming, OmarioRpg Reacts, and I'll see you guys next time for more Deathnote. Thanks for being you.